don't want that.
Autism is a developmental disorder that affects the nervous system of a child. In the autism community, there is a saying that because you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism.
Just like he's just a normal boy. I don't know.
You guys do Legos?
Legos.
The trampoline?
Yeah, we go on the trampoline a lot.
Ow.
He likes to ride his bike, or the skateboard, or the hoverboard, or try to ride the hoverboard.
The scooter?
The scooter.
Yeah. Lucas, how old are you?
6 years old.
When's your birthday?
5 weeks first.
What grade are you in?
In kindergarten. I do homework, I read books. I play on the iPad with Star Wars.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we got fights bad guys. Dum, dum, da, 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 dum. Fight bad guys. Pew, and Lego Star Wars.
Lucas was a typically developing baby until about 12 months old, and that's when kids usually say their first words, and Lucas kind of like missed that milestone. And so I was a little bit concerned, but everyone honestly just told me that boys are a little bit slower than girls and not to worry, not to worry, not to worry. So I would like to say that I didn't worry, but I definitely still worried. So at 15 months, there's this thing called the MChat, which you can fill out. And it asks you if your kid is doing things as well as not doing things. And then it gives you a score. And at 15 months, Lucas's score was like 9 out of 10. Like high chance of autism. And that's just like an online survey. And so I was like, of course, freaking out. When he was young, he was what we would call a sensory seeker. The best way that I could describe it is that everything in Lucas's world was muted. That, you know, if I were to squeeze him super, super hard, he might feel like I was just touching him. Or that, you know, if he had a very high pain tolerance. If when he was a kid, when he fell and bumped his head, he like wouldn't cry like a typical kid would. He would just kind of like get up and move on. Like everything was dampened. We used to do this thing where we would like put out a blanket and put him in it and then like roll him up like a burrito. And we called it the burrito blanket, and like give him really tight squeezes and input. He sleeps with a weighted blanket still. He had this like a 5-pound pad that he would put on his lap to help him calm down. And then when he turned 3, we started ABA therapy. And that time he also went to preschool. So at the height of his therapy and school interventions, it was 42 hours a week. It was a full-time job. So how has it affected my daily life? Well, many nights, like tonight, it's 5:30 and we rush home from school, and I rush home from work, and he's in therapy till 7:30, and then we get up and we do it again, and we go to school, and he has speech, and then he has therapy. And so life is just go, 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 trying to get him the services that he needs. If I could say something to the world about autism and understanding autism, I would say I think there's a stigma around autism, that people who are autistic, because they don't know how to be social, that they don't want to be social. And that's, at least for Lucas, that's just like the opposite of the truth. I think when I realized that Lucas had autism, it was like it's not that I was sad. No, I was sad. I was sad because it's kind of like your dreams for your child die, or the dreams that you thought you had are no longer. But in that moment, you're thinking, my kid's never going to go to a school dance. My kid is never going to talk. My kid will they be potty trained? You know, your mind just goes to like this really deep, dark place. And I wish more like people and more families who are going through this talked about how you automatically like assume the worst, because especially when they're that little, you have like no clue about what the severity is going to be like And so I thought for sure this was going to be the worst. And so at the time, I had not been dating my husband very long, but we were together, and he said, like, I want to take your mind off of it. Let's go out to like a comedy club. The opening act for the comedian we were seeing was this young man who came out, and he starts telling his routine, and it's funny, and he's really funny. And then he talks about how he has autism. And oh my gosh, like it brings tears to my eyes right now. Not only is this person with autism out there making money, living his life, he drove there, but he's telling jokes and like making me laugh and like living this completely normal life. And I thought that that was like a message from the universe for me in that moment when I was in that really dark place about like, your son's gonna be okay. My son is amazing and perfect. And if you told me that tomorrow you could take away his autism, I would tell you no. The autism is what makes him who he is. It makes him so quirky. My son is like the funniest kid in the world. He is hilarious. And so I just wish I could like whisper to me 5 years ago and be like, it's gonna be okay. Stop worrying. He's perfect. You're perfect. Your family's perfect.